Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to have some Division 14 online ranked gameplay in the featherweight division, and you can see me here tossing and turning between using Lopez or Zabi, and we end up going for Zabi. And as you can see, there are my record on screen for this season, and the season I'm finally back and hopefully playing more consistently. I was 21-4, so yeah, the actual thumbnail may be incorrect, but that's my fault. I told Grapplurr that it was 20-5 because I was under the wrong impression. But it's very good to be back making content and speaking to you guys. I haven't been nowhere near as consistent as I would like to have been, but there was many factors going into that work, and just a million different things that come up. I've been competing in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I got another gold at the Bournemouth Open, and I'm now a blue belt as of last week, which is pretty cool. A year and a half in, getting my blue belt, 2 comps and 2 golds. Especially this last one was quite fun. I had 3 fights, which is the most that I've had because just the weight I compete at, which is 64 kilos. There's never too many people, but 3 fights, 3 different submissions, and 4 takedowns, which is pretty cool. And I've got some footage if you guys would like to see it. Just let me know in the comments below. Maybe it's something that I'll consider doing, uploading. I know that Romero and Marshall also competes. It'll be cool to get their points, and obviously being a white belt, not going to be as proficient as I should be, but Jiu-Jitsu is a game of learning, and yeah, I had a lot of fun out there, and evidently I've been doing quite well. So that brings us to this video here using Zabi. I really like using Zabi, and I'm really enjoying using Lopez as well, so I'll get a video out with him. But Zabi in particular, I've always been a big fan of, and I do believe he's the biggest what if in MMA. I think if he was around, he'd definitely be champion. Just the versatility with the grappling and the arsenal of kicks and striking is really breathtaking, and something to behold, to be honest with you. It's very rare that you get someone with this level of understanding of MMA, and I think the only down point may have been at times it was questionable his cardio. I think it was the Qatar fight that he started to fade towards round 3. However, I have no doubt in my mind that he would have been champion, and his younger brother seems to be showcasing his ability quite well in, I think it's a different promotion. I'm not sure if it's Bellator, but I've been seeing a couple highlights, and his brother seems to be doing very well as well. So when I use a beat, I like to mix it up. I'm more of a simple stand-up fighter, in all honesty. I like to keep it with the basic strikes because they serve me well, because I'm very cautious of stamina management, and I like to mix in the grappling. Now, Zabi is very flashy, so where possible I will throw some flashy strikes, but when you're fighting against someone such as a McGregor or Ilia Topuria, who has a lot of power and can really punish you, you've got to be careful when throwing those strikes, because it can result in you getting knocked out. Now, you can see here I've absolutely butchered Conor's face, and I do have loads of highlights across the 25 fights, but I thought this one would be a good one to showcase because it is a title fight, I believe. The screen I'm looking, I think that says 5 rounds, so it is a title fight, and it's using Zabi, who I wanted to showcase. But I do have a lot of other highlights from just knockouts, and in general I get a lot of submission victories. But I suppose one of the reasons I really did step away from UFC for a long while is I just wasn't happy with the state of the game. I do think it is the best game they've made. However, there are quite a few flaws, and some that subconsciously I'm doing now. I've seen a post today by Miro on Twitter showing how when you punch you can just sort of walk away before it's even happened, and it's something I was doing subconsciously and taking advantage of, which I feel like a lot of players could have been and not been intending to personally take advantage. Yeah, not happy with the state of the game, in all honesty. Even this season, so I'm 21-4. 3 of the fights, maybe that's not accurate, 2 of the fights were doctor stoppages I lost whilst winning the fight, and I didn't think the cuts were that bad. However, they've been added to the game, and I feel like there's a lot of mixed reviews with the doctor stoppages. I, for one, think it's a very cool idea, and if you can actually see that the cuts damaging the fight, or the eye's fully swollen, I understand the fight's stopping, but I just think the calls aren't very accurate, in all honesty. And when you go through a win streak and you're doing really well, you're flowing, you're getting back into the swing of the game, and you lose a fight due to a doctor stoppage, there is nothing more annoying than that, in my opinion. I think it's quite clear what cuts should stop the fight and what cuts shouldn't. However, I understand that programming that onto a game might not be the easiest thing. But you can see here the ringside physician stepped in, deems that Conor is okay to fight, and thankfully he is, because again, I don't even like doctor stoppages unless it's clearly evident of the fact. But yeah, with 5 round fights, I think I've always said it and reiterated it time and time again in my videos that I always look for the same approach. The first round's normally a feeler round. I never try to go too hard unless an opportunity presents itself where, you know, in the first round here I was very grapple heavy, drained my opponent's stamina a lot, and also done good work with cutting the just above the eye. I think it's the eyebrow as I go for the flashy kick here. So I always keep it simple. There are definitely times where, don't get me wrong, I can definitely press the fight and look to finish, but that has also come to bite me in the past, where I'm in control of a fight, I've got my opponent hurt, I get overzealous, and subsequently I end up getting finished. So that's something that I always try to avoid. And you can see here, even though my opponent is on the ropes and he's definitely there for the taking, I could really look to put pressure, break away that block, and look to secure a KO/TKO. But I'm going to be patient. I'm going to pick my shots. You can see I'm starting to throw the uppercuts to the body, just to whittle away at that body health, because the stamina's already low. But the lower I can get it, the better it is. And if need be, I can go for a takedown and look to get a submission finish. But I don't want to force a takedown where it's not needed. And right now, I felt like I was flowing quite well with the strikes. And stand-up's always been an avenue that I'm looking to get better on. And it's fights like this where you're not always in the most danger, where you can really work on progressing your combinations and flowing and picking and choosing the right times to throw strikes. Again, against Conor McGregor, there's always the threat that you can get knocked out. And I know there where you see me duck the head kick, you're probably questioning why I didn't throw a head kick. I definitely did, but it just didn't register. You can see, even though Conor's got no stam, still gets the stun there, and that's my fault because the range management was completely off. I'm throwing a body shot. Well, I was throwing a roundhouse to the body when I'm in boxing range. You're always asking to get knocked out, in all honesty. So range management is something that's very important, especially against a counter fighter like McGregor, who's got a lot of power. Even when the stamina's drained, McGregor's got a lot of power. So coming into this round here, you can see quite a distinct stamina advantage, which is fruits of my labour, picking my strikes, using good head movement, whittling away at my opponent's body, and when I did have him on the ground, denying all the right transitions and doing a lot of damage. So you can see how round one has set up the rest of the fight. That cut's still there and flowing with blood, but all the damage I done then, the stamina that was drained, has definitely followed on to these rounds and allowed for a easier fight, not an easy fight, because obviously I did get stunned, and everyone's always got the ability to finish you with one shot power. But I've definitely been in the driving seat. I'm more of the aggressor, and like I said, picking and choosing the strikes, whittling away to the body there, trying to throw in an elbow, but just being patient, but staying pressure heavy, mixing up and being versatile. I do love working the body, but I do find that when you're against a headhunter, you normally, if you're similar skill level, will tend to lose, because once your head health's melted, I do think it's easier to get a finish that way. Whereas with the body, I find I can do a lot of work to the body, but if the head's not hurt, you often end up losing that battle. Again, that's subjective, it's case by case, but that's just my personal experience. But it feels good to be back on the game, and I'm looking forward to bringing you guys some more gameplay. And yeah, let me know if you'd like to see any jiu-jitsu highlights. I will definitely look to potentially make a video on it. But yeah, moving forwards, it will be back to usual, hopefully, in terms of content. I'll be trying to upload weekly. I don't want to make any promises because, like I said, I'm very busy with work. Currently, I'm injured, so I'm not training as much, so I should have some more free time, but the Euros are on, and I'm very keen to see how Portugal do and watching all the games. But I only try to upload videos with substance. I don't just want to throw content out there that I don't feel like you guys would enjoy, or even myself, that I'd look back and watch another content creator make and enjoy. So I only want to put fights up with substance, and I feel like you can learn a lot from my videos. That's always the aim. And I think with this video here, you can see how I use Zabi, how underrated he is if no one's utilising him, because I don't come up against him often. The types of strikes I use, the tactics I'm using to withstand this 5-round fight, how I'm going to the body, mixing up, going to the head, when I'm choosing to throw certain things, and how I'm approaching the fight on the ground. I mean, round one was a brilliant example of denying and throwing ground and pound, which this year is increasingly more powerful than the years before. You'll see here that I actually go for a heel hook, lock it in, but he does a good job of sliding in or out. I thought I'd try and be smart and get it in, but he done a good job of getting away here. I was sure I denied this transition again because I was going to look for a submission finish, but nevertheless, take him back down. Just to drain some stamina some more. You can see he's going for the reversal there off the cage to get on top and whittle away, but fortunately done a good enough job there. And you can see another very, very dominant round going into the fourth, and yeah, it's only a matter of time. This fight would never go the distance unless I was purposely keeping him there. Like I said, I've been patient because the last thing you want is to get overzealous and get punished for it. So kept my cool. Picked my shots where possible. You can see blood is sprayed all over the canvas, but if you look at the stamina here, it's night and day. I mean, it's by far the beginning of the end. Rip to the body there, lean back, go to the body again. I'm cautious that when you go to the body too much, obviously the uppercuts are pending. But you'll see mixing up here, I try to go for a little flying knee just to keep it flashy. But at this point, Conor McGregor's lungs are failing. His internal organs are all shutting down. And you can see here, go to the body, get stunned again. And this is the danger of going to the body. I really need to go to the body and pull and then look to counter off that. But like I said, my striking isn't my strong point. It's something I'm definitely looking to work towards. But where I haven't taken too much damage over the fight. Fortunately, it wasn't a flash knockout, but it did get stunned, but it was never going to be enough to sort of stop the fight, and eventually the bodywork prevailed. So I hope you guys did enjoy the video of me using Zabi. If you've got any content suggestions, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to potentially see maybe my jiu-jitsu fights, also let me know in the comments below. I'll be working on a couple new videos, maybe using new fighters that I did. I want to use one with Umar. I want to use Lopez. Got a couple videos ideas, but hopefully back to posting as per usual. But thank you guys for all the support that's been continued throughout. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like and subscribe for more UFC 5 content. See you next time.